Hello and welcome to this edition of North Penn News. I'm Zach Arsalan.
And I'm Alexa Duffy. In our first story, the North Penn men's water polo team finished up their season with the PA State Championships held here at North Penn High School this past weekend. After gaining the #1 overall seed, North Penn would move on to the final match with wins over North Allegheny 14-5 and over Cumberland Valley 12-9. In the final match, North Penn would battle hard against Wilson, but fell 14-9, finishing second in the state. The incredible season for the Knights included an undefeated regular season and a Beast of the East tournament title.
The North Penn Marching Knights traveled to Annapolis, Maryland to compete in the Northeast Regional Music in Motion competition. The band was crowned champions with overall score of 94.95. Special recognition was also given to the Marching Knights for Best Visual Performance.
Roderick rules, and so does Jeff Kinney at Nash Elementary School. Let's take a special look at this special visit.
So cool. I didn't know you guys knew so much about Diary of a Wimpy Kid. That's cool. How many of you guys have read?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid author Jeff Kinney brought his current book tour, The Long Haul, to Nash Elementary School. Rolling up in his big orange bus, Mr. Kinney talked to the Nash student body about his early beginnings before his Diary of a Wimpy Kid's success. He explained how he had wanted to be a newspaper cartoonist, but he did not have the success he envisioned after college. Instead of giving up, he found a different outlet for his cartooning and began writing and illustrating his first book in 1998. Throughout the presentation, Mr. Kinney took the students on a comical journey through his writing and illustrating process, which can take up to 1 year to finish one book.
And his other one, and then I'll start to draw his nose. And you'll see that while I'm drawing on
Afterward, he took time to answer questions from the students. But there is one thing he wanted the students to remember.
It's so important to me to tell kids to nurture their dreams, because I had a dream that didn't work out. I wanted to be a newspaper cartoonist, but I really wanted to, but I fell into cartooning in book form. And I wanted to encourage kids who, if they have a talent, to really be persistent, because that's the only thing that got me to this place.
Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Lauren Schwartz.
A North Penn High School student recently had the experience of a lifetime. North Penn News reporter Chris Makoviak has more.
Only a few years ago that North Penn High School senior Megan Fricker would be introduced to the sport of dodgeball at a local YMCA. Little did Megan know that later on her new sport would provide her with the experience of a lifetime.
So I started playing dodgeball at the YMCA when I was a kid, and then when I was in middle school we met up with another YMCA who had classes and leagues already started. And then I started going to I started going to competitions with them and stuff. So from there it just took off.
Fricker's new hobby would take her to various tournaments across southeastern Pennsylvania where she found much success. The next opportunity for the student from small-town Hatfield, Pennsylvania was a chance to apply to become part of the United States women's national dodgeball team as they prepared for the World Championship in Hong Kong.
So to apply for the national team, I had to do a lot of things. The first thing I had to do was make a highlight video of all my best games and make me look good, essentially. I had to write a full-page bio about the sport, how I help it, what I did with it, and all of that. And then finally I just had to send in a video of me playing one game straight.
The 17-year-old would soon find out that she made the team, and then she traveled to the other side of the world to Hong Kong for the third year of the World Dodgeball Federation Championship. The American women would begin to string together wins on their march toward the final match.
We had a really good tournament overall. Not many losses any of our big matches. Not saying we went undefeated, but we did pretty good overall.
After finishing first in group play, the women's national team would move on to face the home team from Hong Kong for the title of world champions. The match would go down to the wire, but the Americans would prevail.
The final match was very tense in the first 20-minute round. China was up, we were down, but it was head and head, like neck and neck at the end. And then in the second half, we started to come back and we got a really big lead.
The title gave Fricker a first-place medal. However, it is also what happened away from the dodgeball arena that the Hatfield native will always remember.
It was amazing seeing different cultures and different things, especially like me being from suburban neighborhood America, like that's really generic. Meeting people from Australia and like Malaysia, it was such a eye-opening experience. It was so nice to meet all of them. They're so great, everyone who was there, obviously.
Fricker's favorite moment of her entire journey takes her back to the dodgeball court.
I honestly would remember walking into the stadium for the day of the tournament. We walked in the front door, like I felt like a kid, and then I walked in there and I realized this is real, this is gonna happen. And it just like took my breath away looking at the stage.
The North Penn High School senior plans on applying for next year's United States women's national team when the tournament is held in Las Vegas, Nevada, in hopes of bringing home another world championship for the United States. Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Chris Makoviak.
Does the thought of picking through trash gross you out? Penndale and NACT Club members aren't fazed by it.
Somebody's wasting my purpose.
So today we've got a bunch of Penndale students out doing a waste audit here at Penndale. We collected all of the trash from the building from yesterday, Thursday, and today we're sorting it by where it came from and what it is. And we're going to get some data on what kind of trash we make in a day.
Paperboard goes in with a single stream. This should be just, see those?
Waste management is here facilitating us. They are our waste hauler, and they're kind of the experts in what goes where. So they provided all of the information we need, and they're kind of consulting behind me right now on where certain things go as we sort, because they know what's recyclable and what's not at their facilities. They also provided a lot of the materials, the dumpsters, the t-shirts that the kids are wearing, and all the bags that we're using.
As part of the service day for the 9th graders, a number of students are doing a waste audit. And what the waste audit is going to be about here at Penndale Middle School is having students determine whether or not the school can do a better job of recycling. Currently they do separate paper that will go into the Abitibi container, but they're also separating today both trash and organics to see whether or not the school is putting food waste in the wrong containers or trash in the recycling containers, etc. So they literally are getting down to every single piece of waste or recycling and making sure it's been put into the right place and how they could possibly do a better job here inside the middle school.
We could do a little bit more better on recycling, so I think we could actually reduce our amount that we use in one day by recycling more than we do throw away.
Well, there's a lot of food trash and lots of gum. Please don't throw gum in the recycling bin.
And why is that?
It doesn't recycle.
Plastic doesn't break down. Napkins organic. That's plastic, it's trash, yeah.
Well, this is not only just a 9th grade lesson or a 7th grade lesson. The lesson is actually a lot further reaching. Being able to save money is one thing, but understanding why certain materials can be made into new products and why others can't is important. It also is going to show the students perhaps the things that they're purchasing in the lunchroom or bringing from home that translate to trash versus recycling. They may start to change their buying habits or have a better appreciation for the amounts of things that, as a society, we're disposing. This is just one microcosm, if you will, of what's going on out in the world that surrounds them.
Out of there, that's trash.
These are life lessons that we're hoping that they will carry forth not only just from the middle school to the high school, but also then into life. So we do a lot of different types of programs, and we're just so excited to be a part of this activity, especially here today.
Single stream recycling is going to have... I hope that they get an appreciation for how much waste we make in a day, just as humans here, and that they realize that there's a lot more we can be doing to reduce that waste. And then sort of long term, we're going to look at this data, and I'm hoping that they can actually get some ideas and bring it back to us to say, we noticed this on the day of the waste audit. Here's how we think we can reduce that type of waste.
The thespian troupe at North Penn High School took an opportunity to raise money for charity. North Penn News reporter Alexa Duffy has more.
In mid-October, North Penn High School Thespian Troupe 5464 traveled to Philadelphia to participate in the 2014 AIDS Walk. Before the walk, students had the opportunity to view facts about the battle against AIDS throughout the years, hear from the walk's executive director Rob Reichard, and participate in a fun warm-up. The students then set out to walk the 5K trail along the Schuylkill River. This year, the troupe raised over $1,300 for the walk and will continue to fundraise for the cause during the school year. Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Alexa Duffy. Volunteer efforts are a crucial part of what keeps our community going. North Penn News reporter Lauren Schwartz has the story.
All 9th grade students from Penndale Middle School recently participated in the annual Day of Service. Students have the opportunity to sign up for which location they'd like to partake in and spend the day there helping out. There are a variety of locations from local organizations including the Lansdale YMCA, Lansdale Parks and Recreation, and Manna on Main Street. The ninth graders know the importance and impact of their community service.
As a member of the community, I think I should give back to the community. It's important to help out.
Penndale is one of several schools in the district that holds a day of service every year. Students taking advantage of this opportunity to volunteer do so to benefit their community. Reporting for North Penn News, I'm Lauren Schwartz.
Parent Camp returns to Knapp Elementary on Saturday, November 15th, 2014, with best-selling author and psychologist Dr. Leonard Sachs as the keynote speaker. Parent Camp is a morning hosted by Knapp Home and School Association, where parents and educators come together for discussions on how to better support our children. Discussions are led by local experts, educators, and parents.
The fall play is coming soon to North Penn High School, and you sure don't want to miss out. MPHS Theater will be presenting Once in a Lifetime by George S. Kaufman and Moss Hart. Performances will be on November 20th, 21st, and 22nd at 7:30 p.m., as well as a special family matinee on Sunday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. Order your tickets early so you don't stand in long lines at the door or miss out due to the sold-out performances.
As part of the celebrations for American Education Week, all community members and North Penn supporters are invited to a tour of North Penn School District on our Bus to the Future on Friday, November 14th. The ride will give you an opportunity to tour our schools and see firsthand the important contributions that North Penn School District is making to ensure the community's future by providing the very best educational opportunities to its students. Visited this year will be Pembroke Middle School, Montgomery Elementary School, a ride through the NPSD bus garage, North Penn High School, and the North Monco Technical Career Center. Seating is limited to 80 passengers, so reserve your seat today by contacting Madeline Brigman at the information on your screen.
The North Penn School District and Superintendent Dr. Curtis Dietrich are offering families the opportunity to talk one-on-one about important issues involving North Penn District schools. Community conversations are a series of informal meetings that give attendees the chance to talk freely with Dr. Dietrich and share their concerns and suggestions for NPSD. The meetings will be held at various locations within the district from now until May. Seats are limited. Please call the number on your screen to reserve your seat today.
That's all for this edition of North Penn News. I'm Zach Arsalan.
And I'm Alexa Duffy. Just a reminder to check all of our programming out on youtube.com/NPTV. We leave you tonight with an award-winning performance from the Marching Knights.